In this section I'm going to talk a little bit about controlling the inputs and the outputs to this module. The most obvious one being when you plug in an iPad to here or something, some kind of musical source, how to get it to come out of the headphones, or how to get it to only come out of the headphones, not to come out front of house. On stage you may be using this and you want to get a monitor mix back from the desk so you can hear what the singer's singing, and again you don't want that to go back out of the outputs. So on the back of this you don't need much technical knowledge to know this. You just got to know that you've got two main outputs, right and left, and if we don't change anything else, if we just use that, all the sounds out of this kit are going to come straight out of there and go to whichever the sound source is. So in this case I've got some speakers at the back of the room, so every time I hit this it's coming straight out. Now what I may then have is on my mix in, which is down here, I may have the singer's voice coming back down, okay, from the desk. So that's going to come back into my mix in. Up here I've got the volume from that, so I turn it up and up and up and up till I can hear him, and that's that sorted. If I've got headphones in, my headphone volume is right here. If I then go to the settings for this, if I press setup, it brings this screen up, and you can see in here I've got output as the second one. When I click on that, this screen here is showing exactly where every one of my sounds that I'm making on here are being outputted on the module. Now on the back of this module I said we've got two main outs, master, left and right, and you can see here that everything at the moment on this kit is being sent to there. So my snare, my tom one, my cymbals, everything is going to be coming out of those. When I press, that's the pads, when I press other by pressing F2, it brings up everything else. So you can see my ambient noise, my effects, my backing track, my percussion, my click, my mix in, they're also coming out of there at the moment. Now my mix in, I don't want to come out of there because I don't want my singer's voice coming in here and then coming out of my speakers as well. So what I do is I scroll across till I get to mix in, and by turning the wheel you can see all the different options there are for that. So I've got the option of sending it out of the direct outs, I've got the option of just one of the directs, I've got everything, and last of all I've got just the headphones. So now if my singer's voice is coming in here, I can hear it in my headphones, no one else can hear it, and that's job done. So what are these direct outs for? Well, on the back of here we've got two, let's just double check that, I think we've got two direct outs on this module. So direct one, direct two, and my left and my right masters. So four possible outputs. Well, if I want to use this live and I've got a desk, a mixing desk, that means I could take four outputs from this into four of the channels on the desk. Now that means I may go for my bass drum on channel 1, so my kick drum might come out of just the left hand side. Can I do that on here? Let's have a look, see if, yeah, so my kick drum will just come out on the left hand side. I may have my snare drum just coming out of the right hand side. Where is he? Left, right there. And then I might have all my cymbals coming out of the direct one. Oops. And I might have my toms, which I haven't got access to here, but I can go left and right and do this, coming out of direct 2. Now that means then that the guy on the desk can mix me a little bit more like he can when he's got an acoustic set. And the other modules are TD-20, TD-13, probably the TD-50, anything forward from that, they've got more outputs. That's what they might have 8 outputs. Okay, so you can have the separate drums being taken out that way. It's useful for recording as well. So if you've got if you're recording into a DAW, a Cubase, Pro Tools, whatever you're using, obviously they can come out of this straight into that. And for controlling the inputs and outputs, that's all you really need to know.